Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. Want to know what is the interview process at Gap, or what kind of interview question that one should brush up before taking up an interview with Gap? Then this video is for you. In this video I'll be explaining you all the interview questions that I have encountered and all the interview rounds that I have underwent and the interview process, like what kind of interview process Gap holds. So before getting into the interview questions, firstly I would like to talk about the interview process here. So there was actually one technical round and one manager round, and there was one HR round. That's it. But if you look at the screen, you can see that I have written technical round 1, technical round 1 again. I'll explain you in the upcoming slides like why I have to attend 2 technical rounds here. So coming to the role for which I have applied, it was for senior software engineer. The location of the interview was Hyderabad, and the experience was roughly around 5.2 at that time, and interview type face to face. Interview day was a weekday. I believe it was on Thursday, and the call how I got shortlisted was like I got a call from a Naukri. So Naukri helped me in getting the call. So before getting into the interview question, I would like to quickly give a short introduction of ourselves, like who are we and what we do. So we are a bunch of software engineers who attend interviews and share our interview experiences through these videos. And if you look at the screen, these are you can look at the company names which we have already shared the interview experiences, or you can say interview questions that we have faced. So if you want to catch up all the updates, so please do subscribe our channel, and if you want to share your interview experience as well, please do mail your interview experiences in the given email ID which is there in the description. So firstly, coming to the interview questions. So first question that I have encountered was explain about solid principles. So there was a guy, I believe he was having 7 to 8 years of experience. So this was my first round. So he asked me this question. So I was answering him what are solid principles and what is the necessity of solid principles. So after explaining all the things, the guy says me, he was referring some site. He was having his laptop and he was referring some site, and he's saying me that your answer doesn't go with the site which I'm currently looking at. And I was a bit shocked, like why he's saying that me, and I thought he was kidding. I said okay, like there is no such rule, everyone has their own representation. So I took it light. So the next question he asked me was, there was one coding question. So basically there was some currency conversion rates. He was ready with this question on the paper, and he asked me to give the solution for it. Like input parameters would be source currency, destination currency, and the input amount, and the output should be the converted amount into the destination currency. So I took some time and I have come up with a solution using graph data structure. So that guy, to be honest, while I was explaining, he was unable to understand the solution, but he pretended as if he is understanding everything. Okay, I said fine, no problem. Then the next question, this question was more interesting. Explain about OOPS concepts. So I started explaining the OOPS concepts. So that guy again says, this time he was a bit serious, and he was saying me that your answer is not going with the answer which is present in the site which I am referring. So I said okay, I want to discontinue the interview, and I left the you can say meeting room. And as soon as I came out, HR came. HR was asking me what happened, why so soon you came out. So I said the same thing, like that guy is definitely not a technical guy. He is from Gap, but he is not from technical background. So he is from either from HR team or from management, some other team, but he has nothing to do with technicality. But he is referring one site, and he is expecting me to answer the same thing which is present in the site. There are hundreds of sites which have their own presentations. How can I give you the exact solution? So that guy went into the room, and I don't know what he talked. Then the HR came again back to me and asked me to wait, and he again scheduled me the round 1 with one technical guy. So coming to those questions, the first question was explain about how HashMap works internally in Java 8. And after explaining him, I have explained him in detail like how HashMap works and what is the new enhancement in Java 8. And while explaining, I gave him a wrong load factor, to be honest. Then again he questioned me like what is the load factor of HashMap. Then I was able to give him the answer. So there were, like, while I was explaining, there were counter questions as well. Why do we need, why the enhancement in Java it needed? So I had to explain that as well. Coming to the next question, explain about class loaders. So explain in detail all the 3 class loaders that I was aware of and that are there in Java. To be honest, there were cross questions as well, like why do we need class loaders? What will happen if we don't have class loaders? And all those things. In how many ways we can load a class? And there, this type of questions were also there. The next question was explain differences between serializable and externalizable in Java. So explain in, like, what is the concept of serialization, and how serializable and externalizable are helping us to save the data, and in which scenario we should go with what. And there were counter questions as well, like when there is a transient keyword, why we are going with externalizable and all those things. So explained him up to my best. Then the next question was explain how concurrent hash map works in Java and how it is different from normal hash map. So explain him in detail, like what is the idea behind concurrent hash map, why it has to come into picture, and in what all scenarios it provides as a handy solution. So basically in the multi-threaded environments. So concurrent, we go with concurrent hash map where it locks only one segment of the complete map, compared to the hash map which locks the object completely. So if you're not aware of it, please go through it, and if you think I am answering the questions wrong, you can please feel free to provide the answers in the comment section. The next question is what is the meaning of enum being type safe in Java? So to be honest, I couldn't exactly give him the 100% answer to this. I remember in wait, like, why enums are being thread safe, because long back, from long time I haven't used enums, so couldn't give him the perfect answer, but there was the question. Next question was explain the difference between iterator and enumeration in Java. So explain him in detail, like in which scenario we should go with iterator and which scenario we should go with enumeration, what are the limitations of each, and all such things. Like, next question is explain comparator and comparable with examples and when to use what. So explain him in detail, first about comparator, then about comparable, and in which scenarios we should go with what. So basically if we are having what I can say, if we are having the control over the class, we can go with comparable, and if you don't have the control over the class, or it is coming from some jar, then we can go with comparator. And there are other examples also. Please don't start commenting that the answer you have given is wrong. Yes, I know there are other scenarios as well. The next question is explain the difference between race condition and deadlock in Java. So I was able to explain him in detail about deadlock situation, but while I was explaining the race condition, I contradicted the answer with the deadlock. I was not 100% sure, but later on when I came back home and rectified that, I was wrong on this answer on race condition especially. So next he asked me to create my own linked list. So I was very well versed with this question. I was practicing as well, so it was very easy for me to create a linked list. So practice is the key here. Like, the more you practice, the easier the interviews gets for you. Then coming to the next question, he asked me about databases. Explain about the indexing concept in DB. You can say, like, what is the role of indexing, what benefits we get when we index, what is the concept of indexing actually. So explain him in detail. Luckily, while I was in the waiting room, while I was waiting, I got a chance to go through this question, so I was able to explain him. So you can say that luck also played a bit for me. So the next question is delete like he was having a table, then he asked me to delete the duplicate data from the table. Only first data remains in constants. That means, like, only if there are two records, same identical records, only one record we should delete it and the other record should present in the table. We have to write a query for that. So I would say this was an average average question. Any guy can write this one who is well versed with writing the queries. Coming to the next question, explain about tight and loose coupling in Spring. To be honest, when he asked me the question, I was in dilemma. What is tight coupling in Spring? So I said the same thing, like there is nothing called tight coupling, or at least I never heard about the tight coupling concept in Spring. So I explained him in detail about the loose coupling and how do we achieve loose coupling in Spring. Then the next question was explain about bean creation process in Spring. So he was expecting here to explain me about each and every step, to explain in detail and which steps comes after which step, and he was very keen about the answer here. Then the next question was explain inversion of control, and is IOC and dependency injection are same. So I have explained him what is inversion of control, like we are basically giving the control to the container of creating the beans and destroying the beans. So and these two things are not same, these go hand in hand, like IOC and dependency injection go in hand in hand, but these two are different concepts. Then the next question was differentiate component annotation with repository annotation, service, and controller annotation. So basically he was expecting me to explain all these four annotations and what are their importance, like when to use, on which class we use, what is the metadata that is present inside that annotation. So those things he was asking. So the next question was explain the role of Spring Boot application. So this is the combination of three annotations. So explain him in detail about what this annotation does actually. So then he asked me what are the advantages of Spring Boot over normal Spring and all those things. So explain him in detail that as well. Coming to the next question was explain accept oriented programming. So here when I started this this alone question took approximately 10 to 15 minutes. Like he was bombarding me with the questions like what is point cut, what is join point, and all this thing, what is advice, when in which scenarios we should go with aspect oriented programming, what are the different ways of implementing it, and all those things. So be prepared well if you are attending the interview with Gap on this, especially aspect AOP, what we say. So the next question was about what are LDAP servers used for, like why do we go for LDAP servers. Actually this question came up when I was explaining him the project architecture. So once I have done explaining him the project architecture, he asked me this question. So like what are LDAP servers and why should we go with LDAP servers, why every company go with LDAP servers, like that. So explain him in detail what advantages we get using LDAP servers. So these were the technical questions that I have encountered, and in the upcoming slides I will be explaining the manager round questions. So one thing I would like to specifically say here is like the guy who came again, like who took my second round, if you can say, actually he said me that he was not happy with me, like when he took my resume and when we started the interview, he wanted to reject me, to be honest, but the way I have explained him forced him to select me, because he was not happy with the way I have left the interview round when that non-technical guy was taking me. So this was what happened. So coming to the manager round questions. So first question was what do you know about Gap? And one like when I got a call from Naukri, the HR there itself told me like many people get qualified in the technical rounds, but they get rejected in the manager round. And he gave me 2-3 questions like this: what do you know about Gap, why do you want to join Gap, and what is the reason behind the change. These 3 questions he asked me to prepare well. So I have googled it, everything about Gap, and I was ready with this answer. So next question was why do you want to join Gap? So I gave my own reasons of joining, because few of my friends already work there, so I know about the work culture and the benefit and what all advantages I get at Gap. So I explained him the same thing. So next question was about do you consider yourself to be more creative or analytical minded guy? So I said I would say more creative. I would say I would like more creative, and at the same time I will think myself I'm good at analytics also. So I explained him with an example like how my analytics skills and my creative skills are, with an example. So the next question was, to be honest, I couldn't get this question. He asked me like, at Gap we encourage our members to create their own style. How would you describe your personal style? So I was giving some answers like I can work under pressure. I was giving some answer, to be honest. Like, I didn't understood the question is itself, what is your personal style means. So I was not good at answering this question. So the next question is, do you like managerial side work or technical related work? So I said I would like to be at the technical side, and I like technical related questions because every day a new technology comes into the market and there is a challenge there. Being a technical side, there is a big, we get a lot of learning opportunities. At the same time, we keep getting challenged here. So these were the questions that were asked to me in the manager round. And in the next round, I would like to talk about the feedback. So I would say neutral feedback, to be honest. Like, non-technical guy taking a technical interview, I would attend, it would be a negative impact on the company as well, because many people don't come to just to do a time pass. Everybody comes with an hope that they should get a good interview experience, so they should get selected. But if at all a non-technical guy is taking their interview and then he's rejecting them, that is wrong, what I personally feel. And coming to the, like, after the manager round, I cleared the manager round and I got a HR round. That was over a telephonic, and the salary offer was like close to 14.5 lakhs per annum. Like, it was 14.38 something. So it was, I would say, 14.5. Interview conducted month, so it was in February, mid of February. I don't remember the exact date, but it was in February 2020. So that's it from our end for now. Like, if you want to, if you like the video, subscribe our channel to get all the updates, because there are n number of videos that are there in the queue. Please do like, share, and give us your feedback. And one important thing we like to discuss here is, why do we ask you to share our videos? So the main reason for starting this channel was to share the real-time interview experience. Like, few years back, when we were trying to switch our company and when we were trying to find out the interview process at that so and so company, or what kind of interview questions one should bet up, we were not finding a perfect way where we can go and see, like, okay, this is the interview process for this experienced guy and so things. So there was Glassdoor, but at the Glassdoor we were not 100% getting the solutions. So, and we believe that there are many others like us who want to know the similar kind of things. So if you share this video somewhere, someone will get an idea on that interview process or the type of question he or she should prepare while encountering the interview. So that is the reason we ask you to share these videos to other technical platforms as well. And one more reason why you should subscribe us, because we share real-time interview experiences. There are many interviews which are in the queue. Very soon we will be publishing them. We keep on saying these things because we usually don't get enough amount of time to create a video, edit it, and post it on YouTube, because we are busy with our own works. So it is taking a bit time, but very soon we'll be publishing all the videos which are there in the queue. And we are working with different members to share experiences of .NET, DevOps, AWS, data sciences, and Salesforce. Very soon we will be sharing the interview experiences of this type of on these technologies as well. So thank you for watching, and do subscribe to get all the updates.